Are women dependent on the love of men? I know that women in our current modern societies often think that the only form of love that exists is that of their romantic partner, when this is completely false. We have all been lulled by various ideological propaganda which pushed us to believe that the only love resided in a passionate and magical bond with a man. Sometimes this pushes some women into a desperate quest for social conformity, only to fall into morbid loneliness and romantic relationships based on primal instincts expressed in sexual activity and material dependence. I'm convinced that we women live in the head of a man, in the mentality of a man, in the cold blood of a man. And this is normal in a sense, since society was created by men always, and there is no reason for everything to continue in this way and in this one direction. In a few words, and to clarify our current ideology of community, the mentality of a man in general is located in simplicity, pragmatic friendships, the need for material expression and common sense in its entirety, relational exclusivity in all its dimension and emotional exclusivity through modesty or shyness, constant dynamism, multidimensional wild instinct. Finally, a woman's lack of personal love can change into emotional dependence for a man, instead of emotional harmony and universal complementarity, an obvious emotional choice. Finally, I find that loving yourself better is certainly the solution to building harmonious serenity with yourself and subsequently building a beautiful romantic relationship with a man. I think that a period of preparation is necessary to establish a stable and serious relationship. I also think that women can continue to maintain individual introspection during the romantic relationship. It would surely be a good way to help your romantic partner by this method, and a beautiful way to renew your relationship of couple by various motivations. Very often, our own well-being is reflected in our exchanges and relationships with others. The other reflects back to us the way we look at ourselves individually, and each woman can work on loving herself by leaving of these signals and according to its needs. I think that the gaze of others should not be an obsessive and frightening thing, but on the contrary, it should be a beneficial way to know ourselves better individually as a woman. This is also valid for men, but this reality is more deep and more significant in women. The fear of revealing oneself to others should not be heavy and systematic. Ultimately, I'm convinced that every woman should maintain this relationship of benevolence with herself and other women in order to be able to share it with men subsequently, and why not rightly simultaneously. Self-love is a natural virtue and an emotional benefit that can be rewarding to the collective in the long term. There are several barriers to the love of two beings on a recurring basis, such as the language barrier, money, the barrier of social status, religious convictions, family, the geographical distance of countries, the ideological barrier. It's rarely said, but the love of two people requires courage and a great open mind.